Hi guys, welcome back to the channel about Sensational Butterfly Queen. Today we are continuing our series on debunking 12 lies us as people pleasers tend to believe around the holiday season. In yesterday's video we spoke about having an exit plan for uncomfortable situations. And so for today's video I'm going to be talking about prioritizing yourself. As much as Christmas is a time for family to gather together and to enjoy themselves, I do know there are people who don't have that same connection with their family members because they grew up in some very high stress and very toxic situations, and some people have actually gone no contact, and so they may not have that same response to Christmas as we do. And so I want to cater to some of those people who was maybe spending Christmas by themselves and are feeling, guilty and feeling a little bit isolated around this Christmas season. I want to say to you, it's okay that you don't have that tight family connection, that where you can go home and enjoy that family season with your family because you made the right choice for your mental health. It's hard to see when others are basically shamed for making a decision for themselves and their well-being by going no contact with family members who are very abusive to them. And especially when it comes to the Christmas season, we hear things like, oh, it's for your family, you should go home with your family and spend time with your family. And that's all fine and great, yes. But there are some people who don't have that loving relationship with their family, and therefore they are all by themselves. And for those people, I want to say, take a vacation. There's nothing wrong with you um, having a going away by yourself, having a solo trip. Even if you know there are other people who are in the same situation like you, they don't have family members, and you guys decide to just have a solo vacation around Christmas season, it is perfectly fine. Um, I love Hallmark movies. One of my biggest pet peeves with Hallmark movies, and there are many, is somewhere in the storyline there's always one person who may be living far away, and the family's always guilt tripping that person into coming back home for Christmas. And like I said, we have been conditioned to believe that you know, when Christmas comes, you're supposed to gather with your family. It's fun. You do all the crazy stuff and everything like that. But we also need to respect people's wishes, especially around the holiday season. It may be a variety of reasons why someone may not want to come home for the holiday season. In one Hallmark movie that I just watched, it was with China McClain, called Brewster's Million. It was nice, but in that movie, she was planning to go away on Christmas Day and not spend time with her aunt who raised her. And as the movie go along, sorry if you haven't seen this movie, I'm basically spoiling the whole plot line, I'm sorry. As the movie goes along, how basically took away all of her money, because she was rich. So they cut off her trust fund or whatever, so that she can do a bunch of challenges so that she can get the money. Well, the plot, I understand the plot. further on in the movie, you understand why she was acting the way why she basically didn't want to come home and spend time for Christmas. It's because she lost her parents as a child, and then her aunt and uncle raised her, and then she recently lost that uncle she was very close to. So she basically was grieving still and kind of running away. But that was her process. That was her way of dealing with the situation. And the aunt didn't really understand that. She used the money, the inheritance, to basically get her to not go on the Christmas vacation. Well, fine and fine, you know, you know, it helped her to see that she really she needed to connect with her family. But at the same time, I don't like the way how it was done, because it's still she's an adult, and it was still her choice whether or not she wanted to go on some fancy vacation for Christmas instead of staying home. Yes, I understand people need to deal with situations like that. But the thing is, we can't tell someone how to grieve, how to deal with a situation. We can offer our advice, but if they don't take it, we have to allow them to run the course. We have to allow them to go through their process their way. And so that was one of my biggest pet peeves with Hallmark movies is that there's always someone who don't want to come home to visit the family, and there's always some way they manipulate them into coming home, and then you see them having a grand time. But going against someone's wishes is it's a big no. Before I'd be like, oh, that's nice and fine, yeah, come go home and spend time with your family. But now I'm beginning to understand, especially with the manipulation part, where you're basically forcing your will onto someone else. As I don't like those plot lines anymore so much. After experiencing manipulation from others, I understand the feeling of how it feels when someone is manipulating you. It's not a nice feeling. You basically feel as if to say you don't have a life of your own. You don't. It's basically like your voice and your will is taken away. So that's one of the reasons why as much as I don't like Hallmark movies, their plotline always a lot, not always, a lot of their plot lines is centered around convincing someone to come home, and it's always done through manipulation. I don't know if anyone have ever seen that, but that's what I see a lot now. You know when your eyes is open to certain things, you can't unsee it, and that's what I see a lot in a lot of Hallmark movies right now. That someone choosing to stay away, and they basically manipulated or gaslighted into, coming home to spending time with the family. It's okay to plan a solo vacation and recharge, even if it's the Christmas season. First tip is to find out what you really want. Do you really want to go home for Christmas, or do you want to spend some time by yourself recharging? And it's okay to spend time by yourself recharging. So figure out what you want when it comes on the holiday season. If it means you have to take a vacation, take a solo vacation and enjoy yourself. My number 2 tip is communicate. Because if you really don't want to spend time with your family members or whoever for whatever reason, communicate well in advance, so that way they know where you stand and where your boundaries are. Like, there's no rule that says that you have to. So communicate in advance, because as much as I'm telling you to prioritize yourself, those of you who are in very loving, you know, families that gather around the Christmas season every year, they may not understand why you're isolated. So you have to communicate with them and let them know, so that way they, they're not worried as to the reason why you're not coming around or you're not participating in holidays, festivities. Let them know well in advance, hey, I'm not gonna be around this holiday season. I'm taking some time for myself. And you have all right to do that. My third tip is to be okay with disappointing people. As people pleasers, that's the biggest thing we don't ever want to do. We always feel this to say we have to comply with everyone else's wishes at the expense of ourselves and our own thoughts and our own plans. So I want to say you have to become okay with disappointing others. There's no rule that says that you have to be at everyone's beck and call around the holiday season or in life in general, you know. But for people pleasers, we have been conditioned to believe that we have to cater to everyone, and that is not true. You have to become comfortable with disappointing others and letting others know your wishes and standing your ground. That is gonna be a hard thing to do. Standing your ground. When you have given an answer, do not allow anyone to change your mind and to manipulate you into doing what they want to do instead of you, what you want to do. So today's lie. I'm still a little bit tired from yesterday, and I'm on my way to church. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a future video.